Are you ready to test your knowledge in the play Pygmalion, written by George Bernard Shaw? If you are ready, let's start this class. There are 15 questions to test your knowledge. Before I start this quiz, I want to thank you for being here with me and learning from me. If you don't know me, you are for the first time. My name is Pradeep Hariharan. I'm an assistant professor of English. If you already know me, thank you very much. I have a humble request before I start this session. If you're doing fairly well, like scoring 13 out of 15, I would say that you are on right track. Okay, but if you are performing pathetically bad, I would say you need help. In that case, there is a link below. Click and join for the fast track revision. You can easily cover the syllabus in a very short time. There is nothing wrong in having that, getting help. Otherwise, congratulations, keep on doing. So we start with the first question. The title of Pygmalion is significant because it alludes to what? Is it a biblical parable about pride? Or is it a Greek myth about a sculptor and his creation? Or is it a Roman legend of political ambition or a medieval tale of transformation? Yes, the confusion is between whether it is a Greek myth or a Roman legend. It is a Greek myth about a sculptor and his creation. If you have answered B, you are right. Moving on to the second question. Professor Higgins is primarily an expert in what? Is he classical literature, phonetics, political science, or moral philosophy? He's a classical primary expert in phonetics. The central dramatic conflict in Pygmalion arises from what? Is it a love triangle involving Elisa? Is it a political dispute between Higgins and Pickering? Or the transformation of Elisa's speech and identity? Or Elisa's inheritance struggle? What is the central dramatic conflict? Yes, if you have answered C, you are correct. It is a transformation of Elisa's speech and identity. Moving on to the fourth question. Higgins makes his famous bet mainly to prove that education can reform moral character, accent determines identity, C, women are inferior, intellectually inferior, or D, class difference is natural and permanent. If you have answered B, you are correct. Accent determines social identity. Moving on to the fifth question. Which character represents dignity, courtesy, moral, second years, refinement in contrast to Higgins' rough brilliance? Is it Alfred Doolittle, the father, Nepomuk, Colonel Pickering, Freddie, Ford Hill? Yeah, you know the answer. Option C, it's Colonel Pickering. Others two are minor characters. Then coming on to the sixth question, Elisa's Doolittle transformation in the play, mainly a transformation of what? Is it wealth? Is it accent and social presentation? Is it family background or moral purity? You got it correct. It's option B, accent and social presentation. Moving on to the seventh question. Which of the following best describes Shaw's critique of Pygmalion? Romantic love solves class conflict. Language and manners are used as a markers of class. Poverty is caused by laziness alone. Education destroys individuality. It's option B. Language and manners are used by markers of class. Very good. Eighth question. Alfred Doolittle is an important in the play because he represents, is it aristocratic hypocrisy, the comic vitality of working class and critique of middle class morality, intellectual idealism, or religious fanaticism? It is option B. Correct. Moving on to the ninth question. The difference between a lady and a flower girl is not how she behaves, but how she is treated, is spoken by whom? Is it Eliza Doolittle? Is it Mrs. Higgins? Is it Clara, Ford Hill, or Colonel Pickering? It is spoken by Eliza Doolittle. Coming on to the 10th question, the meaning of Eliza's statement about a lady and the flower girl emphasize what? The superiority of the upper class women. B, the role of social treatment in shaping identity. C, weakness of women in society. Or D, uselessness of education. You are correct. It's option B, the role of social treatment in shaping identity. Moving on to the 11th question. Mr. Higgins functions in the play mainly as what? A romantic mediator, a moral and social critic of Higgins' behavior, a comic servant figure, an ally of Alfred Doolittle. Yeah, the answer is B. She is a moral and social critic of Higgins' behavior, that is her own son. Moving on to the 12th question, which is the best description of Pygmalion as a play? Is it a tragedy of social downfall? Is it a romantic comedy ending in marriage? Is it a problem play with comic elements and social criticism? Is it a historical drama about Victorian England? It is option C, a problem play with comic elements and social criticism. Coming on to the 13th question, Shaw resisted a conventional romantic ending. Between Higgins and Eliza mainly, is it to preserve realism and reject sentimental convention? Is it to punish Eliza for her pride? Is it to show Higgins as a tragic hero? Or is it to defend aristocratic values? It is to preserve, option A, realism and reject sentimental convention. Remember, Shaw was highly influenced by the Norwegian playwright, whom? Who is the Norwegian playwright I'm speaking of? The one who wrote A Doll's House, Henrik Ibsen. So it was Shaw who is contributed with bringing the social realism to British theatre. So that is why he did that. Moving on to the 14th one, Nepomuk's role in the play mainly helps to highlight. Nepomuk is a minor character, appears in the act 3 of the play. The failure of Higgins' experiment, the artificiality of social distinction based on speech, the moral superiority of the aristocrat, Eliza's inability to deceive society. This guy claims to be claims that he can speak 32 languages. He's a student of Higgins. Option B, the artificiality of social distinction based on speech, because he fails to recognize Eliza as a flower girl, but he thinks of her as a duchess. Okay, moving on to the last question. The best way to understand Eliza at the end of the play Pygmalion is as what? A passive creation entirely shaped by Higgins, a tragic victim with no agency, an independent woman who gains self respect and identity, or a dramatic heroine waiting for marriage. It's option C, an independent woman who gains self respect and identity. So now your role is to comment how much did you score. If you have scored well, congratulations. I again tell, if you have not done well, if you guessed it, you need help, there's a link below. Click join for the fast track revision and be there. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next class. Until we meet, this is your trainer, Pradeep Hariharan, signing off.